Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about what a program looks like in UltraU. So, UltraU can just be used to track information, but right now, most of the things exist in the context of a program. And I have several. I have a video already on the Power Hour. It's weird because when I did this before, this part didn't show up. We'll see if it shows up in the video. But I think this one, I'm going to do the onboarding for Sugar Slowdown. So, Sugar Slowdown is a 6-week program to help you tailor your sugar. Um, but what I find is it usually doesn't take as long to reach the goals that people are looking for. But we take the 6 weeks to make sure that those habits are put in place. So you absolutely register for that particular program and it has you log in again. And once you log in, there's an onboarding. And the onboarding is to really help me and whoever, like if you're working with a nutritionist or someone else who has their own unique white label program, um, to really help them understand your specific needs. And so this gives a little sense of what the program is about and what the plan is. But here are some questions that are very specific to this particular program. So I drink water first thing in the morning. There are no right or wrong answers. This is to allow your coach or me or whoever you're working with to really get to know what your baseline is. And so some of this is done, face to face in the intake, but this also reinforces the idea that you are giving the information that you're comfortable with, and allows you to move through the program with the most up-to-date, most helpful information. So not right or wrong. These are just things that I talk about. Either they're well practiced, things that you practice regularly, or things that you do not do as often. I drink soda or sweetened beverages daily. I do not do that, so I'm not going to say that. I eat meals at a pretty consistent time. That is well practiced for me. And so once you fill that out, you will have a couple more onboarding questions in this program. There's a question about who you are becoming because my programs focus on behavioral change, which is different. I guess some people could refer to that as mindset. I think there are a lot of words that people use to describe how one changes. I don't know. I'm not gonna argue that I'm a mindset person. I'm gonna say that I do behavioral work based on what actions you actually take and the goals and the direction you want to go in. So I always ask people, what type of person are you becoming? Who are you looking? Where are you moving towards? All of these have similar ideas, but they align with different actions to get you there. And so you just pick one, and just because you pick one doesn't mean you can't do the activities associated with other ones, but it gives us a good baseline of where to start. And then this just gives you an overview of where you're starting. Some of the programs allow you to choose what you track. So you may only track your mood. Maybe that's the most important thing. All the programs I suggest that people track their hydration and their sleep because those are the two most important things that actually impact your decisions throughout the day. So if you're not thinking about those, if you're not solid in your hydration and your sleep, definitely track those. But it just really depends. Sometimes stress is a metric. It really, in the intake, that's the conversation we have about how to best measure what will help you. And then you pick a start date. And once you do that, this is just an onboarding of how the program works as far as actually inputting information in. And so I have another video to talk about how easy it is to enter, but I did want to show a particular feature here that happens in the programming, which is one, exploration, and then also we'll talk about goals too. There's also a chat feature, but that is turned on based on, like, I have a lot of security around chatting and who can chat with who and things like that, but it is available in the app to be able to chat with different people. So, the exploration is a way to think about different ways to meet goals. And the reason why I call them explorations is I don't do prescriptive work in my program. So if you have a label version with another nutritionist, you may see something different. But in the work that I do, it's very much trying to match you with an action that really resonates with you in that moment. So I tell people there are things that really work well for people. This particular set is really focused on water. And so these are options to think about how to drink more water. So there are people who do not like water. They do not want to drink it. But if you infuse it with maybe some cucumber, some mint, or some berries, you might find an opportunity to ingest some more water without you feeling like you're ingesting water. That's exactly what these are, all ideas around how to get more hydration. Now, there are things that absolutely work for people, like a morning routine of drinking water first thing in the morning. But because there are a lot of neurospicy people, there's a lot of ways people approach things, there are cultural things that impact how people move through the world. It's really important for you to find the right thing that fits with you. And so I try to offer what I call adventures, lots of different ones, so you can try things for a couple days, see how you like them. Once you add it, it becomes part of this, and it's something that you can focus on and you can take notes on how you like it. One of the things I think is really difficult in the world that we live in is there's so many inputs. I refer to them as inputs because I think in terms of data and formulas, there's so many things that your mind is trying to process, everything from social media to the thing that you need to do tomorrow to um, the temperature in the room. Like your body, your mind is taking in so much that even when you try new things, sometimes it can be very difficult to remember what worked for you and what didn't. I have this experience at the grocery store all the time where I will buy something that I love and they will change the formula for one reason or another. And I forget that the last time I tried it, I didn't like it anymore. And I just didn't have a record. So many things are going on. It's such a habit to keep getting that thing, and I don't remember. And I think that happens a lot when you're trying to change your behavior and a million other things are going on. So that's one other aspect of UltraU that I try to capture is when you find something that works for you, when you find something that's like, yes, I hate water, but it finds out that if I add blueberry to it, it works for me. So that when you fall off, when you forget, when things are stressful, you can always go back and say, oh yeah, it's that blueberry thing. Let's try that. Let's put that in place because I know that works. So that's that's part of the program. There's another part of program that's just new, which is having goals that you can share with other people. So if you have friends on the app or you're part of a community that's on the app, you can create a goal, the coach can create a goal. The goals that I have listed in here are like your water intake, that's a common one, your step challenge, common. Um, Daily compliments, maybe not as common, but I'm always for more kindness in the world. And I also think it shifts your own view of the world when you actually spend some time focusing on what's going well or giving and pouring into someone else. So I have a daily compliments goal challenge, and then you can do a custom challenge of your own. Um, and so the way it works is there's a shared pool. So the target for every individual is to do two compliments, but as many people that are in the goal, it'll be eight for everyone. And if you do three or four, you just contribute to the shared pool, and that other person may not have to do as many. But this idea of everyone coming together to meet this goal is something that is great, and it helps get people involved. And you don't feel so alone. So you can do a 7 day challenge all the way up to 30 days. And you will be able to see the members, but their names are not listed. So it's not a competitive challenge per se. It really is a group challenge. And then it also can be totally anonymous as well. And what happens is when you launch the goal, what you do is you'll get a code and you copy that code and you send it to all your friends. And their members will show up, not their names, but just the other people in the challenge. And you get to watch as people contribute to meeting the big goal. Right now, this only has two because there's one member, but if I sign up, have someone else sign up, it'll say four as the group, and you can help. Or if you only do one, you can call your friend and say, "Can you do a few more?" Um, and so it's a nice way to get that community feel going. So those are two specific things that I use in my programs that I just want to let other people know about that exist in UltraU.